Hey everyone, welcome back. And most of you guys like haven't got a chance to, directly go to the customer care. Okay, so few of the tech leads and senior level architect they had a chance to attend this event. So we will, don't worry, we will analyze what happened in the event. Okay, so all these resources are from straight from LinkedIn. Okay, so people who are in Pune and Hyderabad, I think they have completed the event. Okay, so last week. So. We'll see how Abinitio is transitioning itself in the era of artificial intelligence. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, you can click on the link above so you can browse through all the playlists as well. Okay, so prepare well for your interview. Hope hiring will be will I think I already started hiring. Okay, so we already started. Some companies have started already, so it will be in peak in coming months. Okay, so try again and then prepare well. Okay, so today we'll look at what are discussion, what are things. Okay, so if you look at the picture, see all these sources are from LinkedIn. Okay, so we have captured those pictures, and then we'll see what really happened. Okay, so we'll discuss about agenda mainly on Abinitio data platform. Okay, so that's where they have they have introduced like three things. Okay, so knowledge, AI, and compute fabric. So we'll see what these fabrics, what these fabrics, and then what do they mean. Okay, so we'll analyze those things, and then and then we'll see the list. Okay, so what are the companies in India which is utilizing Abinitio. Okay, so which is heavily invested in Abinitio. So they have provided the partial list. So this will be available for interview perspective. Okay, so suppose for example, let's say Mindscape is using Abinitio. Okay, so you can directly go to LinkedIn and then you can search for this Abinitio job. Okay, for like under Mindscape. So we have one job post from the Mindscape. Okay, so that partial list will be useful for your job search. Okay, so we'll start, and then to begin with, see the main idea is that world is transitioning itself, okay, towards AI. Okay, so we are making use of AI in all the all the in all the pain points, or all the areas where where something can be automated, or something can be like efficiently done. Okay, so some process. Okay, so here even in Abinitio tool, they are discovering the future of data. Okay, so future of data, how we can integrate. Okay, how how humans and let's say humans and agentic AI. Okay, so how they can work together to provide best experience, like best experience to client. Okay, so deliver best pipelines, and smoothen the process. Okay, so we'll see everything, and this is the major agenda, like in detail we'll see. Okay, so in the event, see they have, I think they were given the times. Okay, this one is like from Pune. Okay, so Hyderabad, like we have only few posts in LinkedIn. So this one is from Pune, and so these are like concerned members, like who is like hosting that. Okay, some topic, and then we have welcome note, and then in this trend. Okay, so from generative AI, like, and then like Abinitio data platform, and then some, and then fabrics. Okay, so compute fabric, knowledge fabric, and then AI fabric. Okay, so event registration, okay, so happened, and then you will get the ID card, name and company. Okay, so and then this cute looking bottle. Okay, so I think this one, not sure about Hyderabad. Okay, so this one's from Pune image. Okay, so we'll start with the AADP. So Abinitio data platform. See, they were discussing about knowledge fabric, AI fabric, and compute fabric. Okay, so see, they are see, as Abinitio, Abinitio team, they are trying to elevate. Okay, so they're trying to elevate business uses. Okay, with the help of all these three things. Okay, so that's the motive. Okay, so relationship between all these three things, how they integrate themselves, and then provide a best experience for both the developers and for customers. Okay, see, developers, they can use of AI fabric to to smoothen, to clean the data automatically, or to construct the data pipelines. Okay, so on knowledge fabric, we have see recently, two example for this knowledge fabric would be, recently they have included AI chatbot, right? Okay, so where developers can access all the resource learnings, right? So likewise, they will construct something around EME. Okay, so to access the objects and then to learn about that. Okay, so knowledge fabric and then compute fabric is another thing where Abinitio can integrate themselves into many areas. Okay, many platforms. So this is the one line. Okay, so we will discuss on each fabric detail. Okay, so that's the main agenda. So here you can see the award. Okay, so Gartner like peer insights. Okay, so customer choice. So these, see, all these infos are available from LinkedIn. Okay, so you can you can gather this info. So if you don't have account, you just open the account. Okay, so LinkedIn, be active. Okay, so even for job search or for this info. Okay, what's going on in Abinitio community. So and then diving deep into Abinitio data platform, they have restructured the architecture. See, like if I think if you're an Abinitio developer, you might know the architecture, right? So we have a native OS. Okay, so about that, from bottom. Okay, so this one is from bottom. So this one is from bottom. Okay, after that, what do we have? So we have after that we have applications. Okay, user applications. Okay, so after that GD. Okay, so that's counting with the EME. Okay, so we have kind of like old, like our system, like default architecture, right? Like here they are redefining that. Okay, so Abinitio data platform, they are bringing everything together here. Okay, see, if you go and look at the legacy architecture, let's say this one is a legacy architecture. Okay, so making use of Unix. Okay, this one is like Unix. Okay, Unix or Windows. Okay, whatever they are using. Okay, we used. Okay, so legacy architecture. Now if you see this Abinitio data flow architecture, if you can see here we have the native OS. Okay, so on-prem they have specified cloud on-prem. Okay, so Linux and Unix. Okay, everything. And then parallel distributed execution engine is nothing but Abinitio engine. Okay, so that's going to, and then metadata knowledge graph. See, people are focusing more on metadata now. Okay, so for the past few years, metadata, and then see, metadata is directly integrated with the agentic AI, because the reason because like we have one reason that, okay, we have one reason. Okay, see, AI code, that is not optimized. Okay, so sometimes it can go wrong, but the metadata, it can deliver under, like it will deliver efficiently. Okay, so that's why there, after AI you have integration with the metadata, so that these two can help like fasten the development process. Okay, so that's so this they're bringing everything is together. Okay, so like you can see technical users and agents here. Okay, so here we have developers and then AI agents. And then if you go on on the upper level, like you have AI is okay, context agent, and then intent agent, strategy agent, like everything is like AI agents. Okay, and then we have non-technical users as well. Okay, so like that means business users. Okay, so business users are here, reading the context, intent, strategy, like it will help, strengthen the gap between developers and business users. Okay, the developers can do everything here, and then while looking from the higher picture, client or customers can view everything in a simplest manner. Okay, so they can understand everything. So that's the main goal. So they have brought this architecture here. Okay, and going back to these three fabrics. Okay, so going back into these three packs in detail, first we'll look at the AI fabric. So okay, so in AI fabric, see, the main motive is that we are seeing AI in everywhere. Okay, so nowadays, like AI in almost all the apps, all the tools, everywhere. Okay, so here, in even in Abinitio, they are optimizing. Okay, so with a simple command, okay, or prompt, you can build no code graph. Okay, you can build a code. Okay, you can detect the anomaly. Okay, some faults. Okay, or some transformations. Okay, so for simple transformation, let's say you have simple reformat. Okay, so for that, what you can do, you can use AI. Okay, you can leverage on AI and then build, okay, that simple graph. Okay, you see, our developers, we don't need to build that graph. Okay, so we don't need to developers, we don't need to build the graph. Okay, so okay, so this one, they have brought. Okay, so for like I've brought some few like futures and no examples. Okay, so for example, okay, so this one, like assume for now. Okay, assume, okay, how AI can know can do his job. Okay, so here autograph tuner. Okay, suppose if they, if we if there's any recommendation, okay, so A can do that. A can do some, suggest some best parallelism or best layout. Okay, best layout design. Let's say you take best design. Okay, so that one A can, usually suggest us. Another thing is that, smart reformat. So okay, because they here some missing values. Okay, for example null. Okay, so here, the nulls and, uh, uh, some gaps or whatever, it will do the auto clean thing. Okay, some lens or no lens or nulls or gaps or whatever, it will do the auto cleans. Okay, so that will reduce the work. Okay, so mainly, AI, it will reduce the developers work. Okay, it will, like make an efficient data pipeline. Okay, so and then, you have anomaly detection. Okay, so see, these are like few futures. Okay, so we are not sure how many futures will come into picture. So this one we can imagine. Okay, so this one, like, we can imagine for now. That's how, like, it's going to get implemented. Okay, so mainly, AML will be there in our Abinitio graph sooner or later. Okay, so already, already they integrated some, like, ML things. So AI, like, already we have brought, they have brought AI chatbot. I think people are aware of this one. You can easily find this in, Abinitio site. Okay, you can log in there, log into, Abinitio website, and then you'll find, training site. Okay, so training site, you'll find this chatbot, AI chatbot. Okay, so where you can raise your concerned queries, or, if you want to learn anything, you can type it, just chat with that bot. Okay, so that's no that's what, AI fabric is about. Okay, so and then, compute fabric. So after completing, AI fabric. Okay, so, compute fabric is the thing, where, see, nowadays, I think for the past few years, Abinitio has been running on cloud as well. Okay, so, it's a native, native cloud platform. Okay, runs on, so we, now there, see, your Abinitio, it can run on-prem or cloud, or, even serverless. Okay, so okay, so see, that's what they have, they have highlighted. Okay, so because, like, many people, they think, cloud is here, AI is here, what will happen to Abinitio, like that. Okay, so compute fabric they introduced, like, we can run the graph anywhere, like on-prem, cloud, these areas. Okay, so that's the important thing. Okay, so with, with zero code change. Okay, so that's what, they are not trying to say. Okay, so even if we have a picture here. Okay, so, um, so he was telling about, compute fabric, and then, run on prem or in cloud or your choice or wherever. Okay, so that's what. Okay, so that's what the, aim. Okay, so thing is, the graph which we build. Okay, so that will have an impact on both on prem and cloud. Okay, so, there will be demand for Abinitio professionals. Okay, even in, even in cloud AI, and, see, nowadays, I think people who are like experienced persons. Okay, so they have spent, their working, working times in legacy environment, and then they would have switched to cloud. Now in future, if we are working with the agentic AI, then, in all these three areas. Okay, all these three areas, we have got. Okay, we have got Abinitio, ready. Okay, so Abinitio is like, is adaptable to all these, things. So Abinitio team is also like parallelly working hard to, bring those futures. Okay, so that's what, compute fabric is about. Okay, you can run it from anywhere. Okay, so after that, coming back to knowledge fabric. Okay, so these two are like major highlights. If you come to knowledge fabric, they are telling about. Okay, so knowledge fabric is nothing but, suppose you say customer wants to access, see, list of objects or list of things for your project, concern project. Okay, so how, how, like, how can you present that? Okay, Abinitio team, they are telling, like, we have a knowledge fabric which will turn the metadata, or, it's like, it's like a Abinitio Wikipedia. Okay, let's say. Okay, so where we can, we can go and search, and then, you can, like, it's kind of a constructing new platform where you can see about, all the EME objects. Okay, so objects and data. Okay, so and everything. Okay, so like let's say you have a DML, okay, customer DML. If you want to visualize it and if you want to read about that, we have a knowledge fabric for that. Okay, so that's why they are telling like turn the data into searchable and then self-service. Okay, self-service like Wikipedia. So AI will be like will be so useful for that as well. Okay, so the simple example is that, okay, let's say, see, simple example is that like a chat GPT plus search. Okay, so you are like manually going and giving a search which will have like a AI interface. Okay, so this is nothing but a AI interface. Okay, so on the top of VME. Okay, so that if for example if you tell that show me all the graphs touching some, you say like you say bank. Okay, bank card data. Okay, bank retail or retail or something. Okay, some data. Okay, so you can if you give this, it will give you concerned project. Like, let's say your project is about credit risk. Okay, okay, so if you say I want graphs related to credit risk, then it will pull you everything. Okay, so that's what knowledge fabric is about. So see, uh, they are utilizing AI like in all the areas. Okay, so that's why like it's an important session. It was an important session. Okay, so important session. I think people who have attended in Pune, they will know. They will know. I think they will know much more about about the session. Okay, so we have gathered this info and then we are presenting here. But that was an important session to like to attend that. Okay, and then if you get a chance, I think they have completed already in Bangalore. Okay, Pune, and then Hyderabad now. So see, they are conducting around everywhere. Okay, so London. Okay, and then like India's like major, we invested more in Abinitio. Okay, so and then I think after that even South Africa, they are slowly adapting to Abinitio. Okay, so so they will contact. Okay, so now and then. Okay, so if you want to gather this info, like you will get linked details around LinkedIn. Okay, you can go on the like surf there. So these are things about knowledge fabric, compute fabric, and then AI fabric. Okay, so all these are highly important for our future transition. Okay, so future transition, we are like well well covered. Okay, so well protected by. Okay, so Avanish team, they know about their their competence, and then their commitment towards AI world. Okay, so they are competing that. Like, see, there are like we have got like more competitors, right? So you have competitors like Informatica, and then talent, and then like various cloud ideas. Okay, so banks, especially for regulatory purposes, they are heavily invested in Abinitio. They don't want to migrate. Okay, so on the other side, even Abinitio team, they're they're trying to improve as well. Okay, so that's what. Okay, so now we'll come back to the key takeaways. Okay, so there are some key takeaways, okay, which I will just highlight. Okay, so these are the points collected. Okay, so mainly as we discussed, AI based code. I'll just come to the other point. Okay, so AI based code generation is innovative, but see, we can't we can see that can't beat that metadata accuracy. Okay, so metadata based code generation is like accuracy. Okay, so that will not be beaten by like AI based thing. Okay, so that means Abinitio supports this metadata. Okay, so that's why like they have told. Okay, so we have one code. Okay, to be data driven. Okay, so you must be uh, data driven or AI driven. You must be metadata driven. Okay, so okay, so they have told this quote. Okay, so this is highly important. Meta is like more important. Okay, so you must know what you are handling. Okay, what data you are handling. Okay, so that one. And then see, a bunch of customers, they can leverage AI to create data pipelines. So this one also like customers. Okay, so we can use AI to create data pipelines. Okay, so and see, and in this one, see, everywhere we have to check data governance. Okay, and lineage. Okay, and the uses. Okay, like, and whatever governance and lineage and whatever other points. Okay, so I think we have mainly governance and lineage, they are like more important. Okay, so and security, I think so. Okay, so we have to whenever we are using for leverage, I think you must have gone through the responsibility usage. Okay, of AAs. Okay, so I think in those areas we must create, if we even if we create a data pipelines using AI, we they will ensure, okay, they will ensure that we are, we deliver the trusted and then governed data. Okay, so that's what, that's why like it's taking so much time. Okay, and then another point is that they are leveraging on, natural models, okay, language models, okay, large language models, provided by customers using standard APIs. Okay, so I think for the past few years, like a few processes are working on APIs. Okay, if you are working in city project, I think you would have heard of, some technical leads, like they are working in APIs. Okay, so for future proofing customer investment, they are, leveraging LLMs as well. Okay, see, they are leveraging LLMs, and then they are leveraging AIs, and then they are making use of metadata. Okay, so metadata, driven governance and development, is the heart of apprenticeship platform. Okay, so nowadays, okay, so it's the heart of, apprenticeship, platform. Okay, so that's what the motive, and then that's the key, these are the key takeaways mainly. Okay, so everything was about metadata and AI. Okay, so all this today's session was about metadata and AI, agentic AI. Those are the main key takeaways. Okay, so I'm coming to the last point. Okay, so here, as you can see, they are presenting, they are presented, what are the companies invested in Abinitio. Okay, so if you see, I think if you are, we are Abinitio developers, and then our companies, who are works in, like, it will be there here. Okay, so TransUnion here, and then we have Tory, Tory Harris Solutions. Okay, and then Voice, and then Zorient. Okay, Tetrasoft, you have Digilager, and then Eagle Drift, and then everything. Okay, so even we have got EOI. Okay, so now I'm not sure whether EOI is using Abnisha or not, but on 11th floor. Okay, so like whoever is using Abnisha product, see, you can see their names here. Okay, so Nokia is like recently adapted to Abinitio. Okay, so see, Mindless. Okay, Mindlands. So Mindlands, they are also looking for Abinitio developers. Okay, if you go, you can go and search it in LinkedIn. Okay, so even HP. Okay, so I'm not sure how. Okay, so but see, I know we know FedEx is using, but if you, if you know anything about HP, like you can comment down. Okay, so I'm not sure about how HP is like using that uh, Synchrony. Okay, so which is Exosia, everything. Okay, so you can take note of this, because see, this image is highly, useful for you, to to go and search for the jobs. Okay, so see, we have been covering, interview questions from everywhere. Okay, we have seen interview questions from EXL, interview questions from Allstate, Accenture, Capgemini, everywhere. Okay, so even Bank of America, they're telling they're using, see, Blackbuck Institute. Okay, so BBI, they're also, using Abinitio. Okay, so this one is a highly important image. Okay, take note of that. Okay, so it will be useful for you, for our career. Okay, when you give an interview, like you can, you can actually go and look it in the portal. Okay, you can directly go as far as, for example, you can directly go into a Deloitte portal, and then you can apply there. Okay, if you can find a Abinitio question, you can apply there. Okay, so so these are the, agendas and the, takeaways, and then extra, like benefit. Okay, beneficial, this one is a list. Okay, ecosystem. Okay, so hope you have, hope I would like, hope we have discussed some new things. Okay, so mainly these things. Okay, highly, highly important. I'll just see you guys in, next video. Okay, so until then, bye bye.